That's what your Quran says.
The
Which
noble messenger is
knows?
Jibril.
It's not clear in detail.
It's Jibril.
Oh, Jibril. So I thought it was the word of Allah.
That nigga
I know.
stupid, bro.
Tough. Got it.
No, you didn't. Nah, that's not got it right, man. Listen.
I like that reaction.
Because you're stupid, bro, in your head. We don't need, as Muslims, we don't need the New Testament. We don't need the Old Testament.
So why does your Quran tell us to judge by the gospel?
Because they used to go to Muhammad to ask him for judgment. So why do you come to Muhammad? So why did they come to Muhammad to ask for judgment? But this is what I wanted to say to you.
The Christians never did that. I'm sorry, Christians never did that. The Jews did, to try to trick Muhammad, and then responds with, "Why do they come to you when they have the Torah?" Thus proving my point again that they don't need the Quran. And then the next verse says the same for the people of the gospel, the Christians, judged by the gospel,
by what Allah has revealed in their books. By what Allah has revealed in their books. So if they have the revelation of God in their books, they're supposed to use that for judgment. They don't need, but also the Quran is supposed to be a muhaymin, a guardian for the previous books, because it's correcting the misconceptions that may have arose in between revelations. Does that make sense?
Got you. So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
If you don't need,
but hold on for a second. Let me ask you a question. Do I get to ask you after I answer your questions?
As long as it's on topic, I have no problem with it back and forth. As long as it's on topic.
What was the topic? I missed that.
We're on it right now. We're on it.
The macchiato?
No, I wanted a cold one. Yeah, I wanted a cold one.
You wanted a what?
A cold one.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
We're on the topic right now. So, when Muhammad had doubts about his revelations, what did Allah tell him to do in the Quran? Do you know?
So let me. So this is the thing. Even if he say, go to the people who have knowledge, for them to tell you how revelation happens, that still doesn't mean that you should believe everything they tell you.
Wait a second.
Let me ask you. Hold on for a second. Yeah.
If Muhammad had doubts, and even he needed the Bible to do away with those doubts according to Allah, what makes you think that you're different?
No, but this is the thing. The Arabs, they didn't have prophets. The Jews and the Christians, they had prophets. So you go to them and ask, hey man, do you have prophets coming to you? Does God speak to people and reveal revelations to you? That's the question that you go and ask, because in the beginning he felt like, what's happening to me? What's happening to me? How am I getting this revelation? Where is this coming from? And thank you. And he's telling them, he's going to them, hey man, does this happen? And they clarify that to him. So it's not like, hey man, huh?
No, they didn't clarify that he was a prophet. That's not what happened.
Yeah, he went to Waraka bin Nawfal.
Waraka died by the time this verse was revealed. He was already dead.
So then it wasn't. Then the verse wasn't for Muhammad then, because Waraka is talking to you and me. It's talking to you and me.
But it literally says it's talking about Muhammad now. So come on, man.
What verse are we talking about? What verse are we talking about?
Chapter 10, verse 94.
What does he say?
Chapter 10, verse 94. It says, if you, talking about Muhammad, if you are in doubt about the revelations that has been revealed to you,
see, that's what I'm saying.
The people of the book.
Nah, man, that does not talk about Muhammad. I'm telling you, Muhammad, he knew he was a prophet. He knew.
You know what?
Yeah.
Let me grant it to you. Let's say it's talking about you as a Muslim today. So you just proved to me that you as a Muslim need my Bible.
No. So if I have doubts, but I don't have doubts.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have doubts.
All right. Do you believe that Jesus mentioned Ahmed?
Yeah.
Where?
Who is the Holy Spirit?
Wait, where are you getting this from?
Yeah.
The Holy Spirit, the rabbi right there can verify.
Wait. Why are you
Don't ask me to verify it. You might regret that.
Yeah, where are you getting this from?
There's no regrets, bro.
Wait,
No
can I just
regrets.
ask
Let me
a
tell you.
question?
Let me ask you a question.
No, we gotta keep it here. Where are you getting this from?
You saying that's in the Bible?
I didn't say anything about the Bible. Are you quoting the Bible right now?
What was your question? What was your question?
My question was simple.
Yeah.
Where does Jesus mention Muhammad? You mentioned the Holy Spirit.
It says that in the Quran?
Yes, it says Jesus said that a messenger named Ahmed will come after him. Where do I find it?
Now, are you asking me where do you find that in the Bible?
I'm asking you, where do I find Jesus saying that, period?
You find it in the Quran.
No, the Quran is a claim. The Quran quotes and puts words in Jesus' mouth that Jesus mentioned a person named Ahmed will come after him. How do I verify that? How do I verify that the Quran is telling the truth about what Jesus said? Where do I go to find this statement from Jesus?
No, but if you already believe in the Quran, you don't need the Bible.
I don't believe in the Quran. So what do I do? If I don't believe in the Quran, what do I need to confirm this?
So, okay, let me ask you a question. If you go to the Bible and you don't find
answer the question that I asked you, please.
This is what I'm answering.
Answer the question that I asked you.
Yeah.
I don't believe in the Quran. So what do I do? Where do I go to verify that Jesus actually said this? Where do I find his statement?
But also the Quran says that the Bible...
Are you going to answer the question?
This is me answering. If you let me do it, I'll do it.
Okay, answer directly. Where do I go to find out where Jesus said this?
You want me to say the Bible, and then you want me to point out where exactly
where to go?
Because the Bible is not intact. So just because
I didn't say the Bible. Hey Adam, did I mention the Bible?
See, that's what I'm saying. For me, I already know it.
No, I didn't mention the Bible. Okay. Radar.
Okay, so
did I mention the Bible yet?
Okay, I didn't mention the Bible. You did not. You did not.
So I quoted a verse from the Quran. Hold on, slow down.
Right.
I quoted a verse from the Quran.
Okay.
That says, Jesus said, somebody named Ahmed will come after him.
Does the Quran tell you where it's at?
I don't believe in the Quran.
So does the Quran tell you?
Verifies. Hold on a second so that you know how to answer.
Okay.
I don't believe in the Quran. So I'm trying to verify if the Quran is true. So where do I go to verify this statement of Jesus that he actually said Ahmed is coming after him? Where do I go to find it from Jesus?
Okay. So does the Quran tell you where you can go to find it?
Nope.
So if the Quran doesn't tell you where to go and find it, then the verification should be, I need to verify whether the Quran is from God or not. Now, if it's from God, then the Quran is telling the truth. If you go to the Bible and you don't find it, then the Bible is not. The Bible must have been changed.
You know what's wrong? You know what's wrong with this? What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Your Quran says that it is a detailed explanation of everything. So it should have told me where I can find the statement from Jesus. If it's missing that detail, then the Quran is false still. You see how that works?
Quran, if it's a detail for everything that happened, then we should know, like the Quran should tell us how long the world existed. But the Quran doesn't tell you that. The Quran doesn't tell you that. The Quran is a detailed explanation on how you're supposed to.
You're continuing to show me that your Quran is false.
But listen to me for a second, big bro. You know, let me talk.
No, I want you to talk on the point. Don't waffle on something else. Talk on the point. Okay, then.
The Quran is a detailed explanation on how one is supposed to live their life.
It doesn't say that. It says it's a detailed explanation of everything. That's what it says.
On how you're supposed to live your life.
It doesn't say everything on how you're supposed to. It says everything. Period.
So what makes it right for you to say everything? Period.
Because the Quran says everything. Period.
But you want to see the verse? Okay, the Quran also says that this is a book that has been revealed for those who need guidance to God. So does guidance to God mean what do I eat? How long the world existed?
Did the Quran mention how long? Did it mention the world and its creation? Is it part of the guidance? Did the Quran mention the world and its creation? Yes or no?
It does. Yeah.
Okay, so if it's detailed about everything, it should tell me how long the world has been in existence. If it doesn't, it's lacking detail.
How is that supposed to help you in guidance to God?
Look, I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying.
You
would have a point. You would have a point, Sadi, if the verse said it's detailed about everything concerning your guidance. You would have a point.
It does say that, though.
I wouldn't even have
it does say that. It does say that.
Okay, let's see.
It does say that.
Okay, let's see.
It does say that. It does say that.
Okay.
The verse.
Okay. You said it says that. Let's see. Let's see if you're right or am I right. You ready?
Go ahead, big bro.
All right.
This is your channel.
I know it is. It's my show. It's what we do here.
I hear you, man.
I like to teach Quran here, man.
Man, you're missing the point, babe. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man.
No,
the Quran is supposed
to bring you to it.
The Quran is a guidance for mankind. It's
Here you
not,
go. Watch this.
It's not okay.
Look at this. Chapter 12, verse 111. There was certainly in their stories a lesson for those who of understanding.
Right.
Never was the Quran a narration invented, but a confirmation of what came before it, and a detailed explanation of all things, and a guidance and a mercy for people who believe.
That's it. That it says it right there.
Does it say that
it says it right there?
Does it say it's an explanation of just your guidance, or does it say an explanation of all things?
Okay, on this chapter.
Can you answer any question? I need you to acknowledge it. Does it say that it's an explanation of all things, or does it say that it's an explanation of just your guidance?
Explanation of all things.
Thank you. So if the Quran mentions something, it should be giving a detailed explanation of everything about that particular thing, correct?
So you got your own narrative that you want to, put out.
My narrative is the Quran.
But okay, so let me answer it from my way, because like you say, this is your channel. You control everything that goes on. My answer is this. My answer is
if the Quran mentions something, it should give me all the details on that said thing, correct?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So if the Quran says Jesus said something, it should tell me how I can verify that, right?
Okay.
So this is the question. If it doesn't tell me where I can verify this, then that means that the Quran is lacking details in that, right?
Okay.
Which would mean that the Quran is false, because it says it's a detailed explanation of everything. You get the point?
You cherry picking, and me, I don't want to do this cherry picking narration. This is what I'm saying. It says it right there on that verse, that this is a guidance for mankind. It says it right there. If it was for detailed explanation for all things that happen, even that chapter right there, Yusuf, it doesn't even tell you who his mother was. It doesn't even tell you how long he stayed in jail. He doesn't even tell you. So it's not a detailed explanation for all things like the way you want to think about it. It's a detailed explanation on guidance for mankind.
So the Quran
Torah doesn't do that.
So the Quran is not a detailed explanation of all things. Is that correct?
It's a detailed explanation of all things.
You just told me things that it's not detailed on. Don't waste my time, man.
I don't know what to tell. I'm muted.
This is what you can tell me. Islam is false logic. I'm sorry that I came up here prideful. You got a good point here. Islam is false.
But that's a false. It's a false. You lying to people, because that's what I'm.
Name the lie that you said. Name the lie. I like when people like you come up. I like when people like you come up.
But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question about the Bible.
You say that we're lying.
That's what you do.
You're
but
stuck.
you do. This Adam. But
you don't have a right to ask me anything.
You want a detailed explanation for all things.
Why?
That book will be
That's what the Quran says, though.
But that book will be the biggest book in the world.
Oh well,
that's what it claims, though. That's what it claims, though.
If the Quran says something, should I believe it?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so it says it's a detailed explanation of all things. Should I not hold the Quran to what it says?
Okay, what explanation apart from that it didn't tell you where to go find where Jesus said Ahmad is to come after him? What other explanation that you don't like that was on in the Quran?
What do you mean that I don't like? Show me. It doesn't mention how long Joseph was in jail. It doesn't mention who Joseph's mother was. It doesn't mention the wife of Adam.
Because that's not the reason why the Quran was revealed. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
But the Quran says it's not revealed like that. So everything you're coming to me, you're just showing me that the Quran is false. The Quran lied to all of us when it said it's detailed about everything. It lied. It lied.
You're a funny dude, bro. You're a funny
I know,
dude.
man. That's what they tell me.
Rabbi, what you want to ask about?
No, there's no switching of subjects here. You're stuck here.
Detail of all things.
Yeah.
So now let's try this again. Let's try this again. When the Quran says that Jesus mentioned somebody named Ahmed to come after him, where can I find where Jesus said this?
I believe the Quran.
Where can I find where Jesus said this?
I believe the Quran.
Okay, you believe the Quran.
Why can't you understand that?
Let me ask you a different one.
Can I try to explain it to him?
Nope.
From Islamic perspective.
Nope. In chapter 7, verse 157. No, because he was prideful, Adam. I gotta treat him like this because he was prideful.
Yeah.
In chapter 7, verse 157, it says that we will find Muhammad written in the Torah and the Injil with us. Where can I find him in the gospel with us?
Isaiah 42.
Isaiah 42 is the gospel?
Oh, you say that one more time.
It
Ask
says
question one more.
you can find, you can. It says you can find, that we can find Muhammad written in the Torah and the gospel with us.
Yeah, so Isaiah is part of the Torah, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not. Okay. But you don't have the gospel.
I don't have the gospel. Okay, what is the gospel?
What was revealed to Jesus?
What is that?
Do you have that? The Injil is revealed to Jesus. Do you have it?
That's still not telling me anything. What is that?
The good news, right?
What is that specifically? What is it? Is it a? What is it?
I'm saying it. I think I'm saying it.
So wait.
Unless,
let me ask you this. How do you know that I don't have the gospel?
Because it says gospel according to Matthew. That's not.
It says the gospel of Jesus according to Matthew. So Matthew wrote down the gospel of Jesus.
Does he say that? Pull up what he said.
Yeah, that's the title. That's the title on every page. It's the gospel of Jesus according to Matthew. If you pull up Mark, the very first verse of Mark says,
pull it up
the
right
gospel
now.
of Jesus. The very first,
let me see.
The very first verse of Mark, let me show you. The very first verse of Mark literally says, this is the gospel of Jesus. Here you go. Here you go, Habibi. You're gonna learn today, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Good. Maybe you can come out of the darkness of Islam and humble yourself.
Is that right?
That's right.
Sounds good.
I know, it sounds excellent, man. You'll be with me, celebrating with my brothers and sisters. Look at this.
Nah, bro.
You see it? You look at the screen? Mark chapter 1, literally the first verse, it says, what is this? What is Mark writing? The beginning of the gospel of Jesus Christ, the Son of God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm saying I'm looking for the gospel that Jesus taught, because when Jesus was going around, he wasn't going around saying the beginning of the gospel of Jesus according to Mark.
So
you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Was the gospel written?
That I don't know.
Your Quran says it was. Your Quran says, the verse that I've been quoting to you, they will find Muhammad written in the Torah and the gospel with them. So the gospel was written. Now you know.
Okay, so it was written. Okay.
Yeah, who wrote it?
But I'm looking for the one that Jesus wrote.
Yeah, who wrote it?
Jesus wrote it down.
Wait, where?
Jesus.
You said Jesus wrote? Show me in the Quran where it says Jesus wrote it.
But I'm saying the gospel was revealed to Jesus.
Yeah, who wrote it?
So show me the one.
Father, can you show me the Quran that Muhammad wrote?
Muhammad was illiterate, and you should know this.
So you understand that revelation is not the same as writing down. So the gospel was revealed to Jesus. Who wrote the gospel?
But okay, so if you want to use that, then how come we don't write? Like when you go into the Quran, it doesn't. Hold on. Let me make my point, big bro. When you go to the Quran, it doesn't say that, hey, this is the Quran according to Muhammad. It doesn't say this is the Quran according to Abu Bakr. It doesn't say this is the Quran.
You're actually right. Here's what's interesting about what
that's
Quran
what
says.
I'm looking for the Quran.
This is what's interesting about what your Quran says. In chapter 89, verse 17, it says, "This is the word of a noble messenger." That's what your Quran says.
The
Which
noble messenger
knows?
Jibril.
It's not clear in detail.
It's Jibril.
Oh, Jibril. So I thought it was the word of Allah.
That nigga stupid, bro.
Tough. Got it.
No, you didn't. Nah, that's not got it right, man. Listen.
I like that reaction.
Because you're stupid, bro, in your head. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to insult you. My bad. I should take that back because
It's okay, bro. I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
I'm taking it back, bro. I'm taking it back. I'm taking it back because I'm fasting, and you being nice. And Rabbi is nice.
Didn't you just have a drink? Didn't you just have a drink?
My wife. The women, they don't fast all days.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
just asking.
Yeah. Thank you, though. Thank you for keeping me honest. But I am fasting.
So who wrote the gospel?
But that's what I'm saying. It's not my prerogative. I don't need to.
Don't you believe in it?
I believe the one that was revealed to Muhammad. That's my point.
There was no gospel revealed to Muhammad, bro.
It's in the Quran.
There was no gospel that was revealed to Muhammad.
The verse you say that Jesus said that a messenger will come after him named Ahmed. That is the gospel.
That's the gospel. Nice. Now who wrote it?
I wasn't there.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Let me see if I can reason.
When do I get to put my question in?
When I see that you deserve it.
Man, all right, bro. Go ahead.
It's tough, man.
Yeah,
so let me ask you: would it make sense to you if Jesus didn't write his the gospel? That maybe his disciples, his companions, would have wrote it down for him.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Okay, and so it makes perfect sense that the disciples would have written down the gospel.
Yeah,
I believe that too. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
and so what we have is what is claimed to be written by the disciples of Jesus.
But no, because somebody, Irenaeus, I believe, Irenaeus, 180 some years later, said that this is what Mark wrote. So he attributed the names.
Yeah, Mark. He said Mark wrote it at the dictation of Peter. Peter couldn't write, so he wrote it for Peter, the disciple.
But also, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Do you know?
Don't go off the points.
Not even Bart Ehrman, but do you know James Tabor? You know James Tabor?
No, I need you to focus. Don't go off the point.
So but these are Bible scholars.
We have what is written. No, we have what is written by the disciples. Okay. We have what is written. What makes sense to you? You believe the same thing that I do. That the gospel of Jesus was written by his disciples. Why are you saying that what I have is not the gospel of Jesus then?
Because what I believe is that Jesus himself wouldn't claim to be God. And there is no claiming for him to be God in the Bible that you have right now. He doesn't claim to be God.
So then that means that it matches the gospel you believe in, right?
Let me make a point. But if somebody else from the Hellenistic world claims that Jesus was God, then I'm not supposed to believe that, because the Quran comes, some 600 years later.
No worries. He goes, bro, that's besides the point. So you said that you don't believe my gospel because you don't believe that Jesus claimed to be God. But you also just said that nowhere in my Bible does Jesus claim to be God, correct?
Yeah.
So then that means that my gospel matches your theological beliefs. So why do you deny it?
Your understanding of it.
Okay, you reject my understanding. Got
Yes.
you. So I misunderstand my Bible, my gospel. However, it's still the correct gospel, right?
I can't say with 100% certainty
Why not?
because some things are changed, some things are taken out, some things are put back in. So it's like, I don't know what to believe.
So just more claims.
I don't know what to believe.
So just more claims.
No, you don't need to have claims. You can look at it.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
I don't need to make claimants. If you let me make a point, I can show you. It's not a claim.
How did Jesus pray?
I don't know.
Excellent answer. You believe that Jesus is the Messiah?
Yes.
What language did Jesus speak?
Hebrew or Aramaic.
How do you know that?
Because from history.
Yeah, where does history get it from that Jesus spoke Aramaic and Hebrew?
If you go to the first century, the Jews at that time, they spoke Aramaic.
How do you know that Jesus lived in the first century and spoke Aramaic and Hebrew?
You got the Roman Empire. That was the first century.
How do you know that Jesus lived in the first century with the Jews in the first century and spoke Aramaic?
I don't get the point you're trying to make me, bro, to be honest.
Just answer the question and you'll see.
Because that's 1, 2, 3. Everybody knows that, you know?
Yeah, common knowledge. You're right. It's common knowledge, but common knowledge has a foundation, right? It's based on something. What is it based on? That Jesus lived in the first century and spoke Hebrew and Aramaic, living under the rule of the Roman Empire.
Josephus.
Where does that come from?
Josephus.
My goodness. Josephus comes after the disciples. His writing is later than that. Where do we get it from that Jesus spoke Aramaic and Hebrew and lived in the Roman Empire and lived in the first century?
So Josephus doesn't say that?
Wait, just really quick. So you're saying that Josephus is good to know information about Jesus?
So I think so. Let me get bring you back for a second, because I'm thinking that you're asking me, how do I know that Jesus existed in the first century?
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to go back to the Bible because that's what you want to send me back to. I'm saying I don't need the Bible to know that Jesus existed in the first century. Josephus.
Nice, I like that. Josephus. Okay. So yeah. Josephus gives us accurate information about the life of Jesus. Is that correct?
No, not necessarily. He just says that he existed.
You just said that you're relying on Josephus.
You're saying, I'm not saying that I'm relying on Josephus to give me an accurate information about Jesus. I'm saying that he gives us that somebody named Jesus existed in the first century. That was your question, right?
Let me ask. I'm gonna ask you again. Since you're saying now that Josephus is not reliable, I'm going to ask you again.
I didn't even say
How
that.
do you know that Jesus lived in the first century?
I'm saying that you asking me, how do I know that Jesus lived in the first century? I'm saying Josephus mentioned that somebody.
So is that how you know?
Jesus.
Oh, my friend, is that how you know? Because Josephus mentions that? So you know that from Josephus? Is that accurate?
Okay, yes.
Okay, so then Josephus gives us accurate information about the life of Jesus, correct?
So you want to go into this Josephus saying this was Jesus?
It's a yes
Christ,
or no.
Blah, blah, blah.
Does Josephus give us accurate information on the life of Jesus? Yes or no?
Not necessarily. Then that
means that Josephus is unreliable and you can't trust him when he says Jesus lived in the first century. So then again, we're back at square one. How
square one is because the Quran says it.
Okay, good. Now this is fun. Show me in the Quran where it says Jesus lived in the first century.
It says in the Quran Jesus existed. It doesn't say.
Show me in the Quran where it says Jesus lived in the first century.
It doesn't say it.
But you just said that it said it.
No. I say, what you saying? What do I need? How do I know Jesus existed in the first century? I say Josephus. But then you want to say, because Josephus mentioned Jesus in the first century. You were saying Josephus gives the accurate information about the life of Jesus. I'm saying that's not the case. I'm saying I could go to Josephus to make sure that, hey man, Jesus did exist in the first century, and go back to the Quran to look at the accurate information that Jesus and how he walked around, how he was born,
All right, stop
who he
wasting my
preached
time.
to.
How do you know that Josephus is right that Jesus lived in the first century?
Josephus is not the only one mentioning him.
But you went to Josephus, you moron.
So I'm saying
You're wasting my time.
Joseph.
Get out of here.
Don't see.
Take care. Get out of here. You're wasting.
Yeah, that was wild.
You're wasting time.
You gave him a lot of time, man. You gave him a lot of time.
Thank you for watching. If you've watched this far, I encourage you, don't just react emotionally. Think, examine, test the claims. Truth is not determined by volume, tradition, or majority. It's determined by what is true. If you disagree, that's fine. Bring evidence, bring sources, bring logic. But slogans, insults, and repetition are not arguments. The goal here isn't to win debates or humiliate anyone. The goal is clarity, consistency, and truth. If you found value in this, like the video, share it, and follow the page, because these conversations matter. And remember, faith that fears questions is not faith worth defending. See you in the next video.